Hello everyone, welcome back to Shayar ASMR, and the responses on my previous videos have been really amazing. So I'd like to start off by thanking you all, and I would like to also apologize for any background noise you hear of passing by cars or motorcycles. I live in a pretty busy area. I try my best to minimize sounds as much as possible, but despite my best efforts, some sounds do go through, like that one. Anyways, so today I decided to do another whisper ramble video. Like those are getting pretty popular here on my channel, so I thought why not do another one. So in this video, I'll be talking about my A-level journey and how I did in my A-levels and how I am in a medical school and basically my entire A-level journey right from where I ended my O-levels. So starting off, I think I finished my O levels in 2018. So A levels, if you do not know, are for 2 years. So we have the first year that is known as the AS, that is, and then we have the second year of A levels that is known as A2. So before A levels, you have to apply to basically A level colleges. My school did not personally have an A level program, so I had to apply somewhere on the outside. Um, yeah, so I applied to a bunch of different colleges in my city. Those were considered the best among in my city, so I applied at those colleges. So the process is you submit your. So this happens before your O2 results come in. So basically, in grade 11, before your CIE results come in, you have to submit your O1 results. So CIs are structured in this way in my country here, that first you have O levels 2 exams, then you have A levels 2 exams. So the year 1 exams in O levels, after they're done and the results are there, you can start applying to colleges here, A level colleges. And once you apply to A level colleges, they look at your grades and they also conduct an interview in which you have to talk about yourself, etc., and basically give an idea to the people at the college that why you are suitable to enter in their ecosystem and all. So yeah, I applied to a bunch of colleges and gave interview at 3 places. Now for obvious reasons I won't be naming those 3 places. So yeah, so let's talk about place number A, place number B, and place number C. So all three of those places were considered to be extremely reputable colleges, and I interviewed at all three. And basically, what happened was my the interview results came in, and basically I got into all three: place A, place B, and place C. So what happened was that place A offered me a 20% scholarship based on my previous school performance and my interview and my O level grades. And place B offered me a conditional admission, and they set a condition that I should get either a B in ad math or math, since my performance in both of the subject was abysmal to say the least. Anyways, so yeah, place B offered me a conditional admission. Place A offered me confirmed admission with like 20% scholarship, and place C offered me a confirmed admission as well at 40% scholarship. So the thing is, as they're basically different admission cycles. Even if you don't get in one admission cycle, you can apply again in 1, 2, and 3, and later you go in, you won't get teacher preference, you won't get scholarships. So I applied in cycle number 1, which is the first cycle. Sorry guys, I had to edit an extremely large sound that came, and it was really loud, so I completely lost my train of thought. But as I was saying, the last thing I remember saying was that I was offered these 3 different colleges offered me admissions, and I applied in cycle number 1, which is the best cycle to apply to. So I chose to go in college number C. And yeah, college number C, if you remember, offered me a 40% scholarship with a confirmed admission. So I applied to college number C and I got in college number C. Now all 3 of those colleges were excellent, and I have no qualms attending any one of them. I had initially my parents I actually initially wanted me to go for college number B, and I was a bit against that because I think college number B is super strict. And yeah, I didn't like the atmosphere of college number B when I went to interview there as well, so I didn't personally want to go to college number B. So yeah, and college number C was actually the opposite. My parents didn't want me to, choose college number C, and I wanted to go to college number C, and it was super awesome, super amazing. And yeah, so the offers came in, and obviously, since it was a 40% scholarship, I chose to go for college number C. Now, one thing you need to know is private A levels is like A levels in general is pretty expensive here in Pakistan. So yeah, 40% scholarship means a huge lot. So yeah, we chose the college that offered the 40% scholarship, and I went to college number C. Sorry, I keep saying college number C because I keep thinking college number C is college number 3, but college number C is not a number, so yeah, forgive me for that. Anyways, so yeah, as I was saying, I was admitted into college C. Again, I said number. Anyways, so I was admitted to college C, and yeah, I started college C in like the end of 2018 something, after my O-level exams were over. So yeah, so college number C, I was in college C, I was in my AS. So my AS, some most of my friends also went to college C, and yeah, so college C was amazing. The subjects that I chose, let me tell you, start off. So I wanted to go to the medicine field. Right before, initially it was always, since O levels I chose biology as my major. So I took subjects that were associated and that were required for the medicine field in A levels as well. So the subjects so in A levels you have to choose three mandatory subjects. Like choosing three subjects is the bare minimum, and then you can take as many subjects as you want, but it gets extremely hard if you choose like more than four. So I went with like three subjects only because I wanted to do the best I could in those three subjects rather than taking a lot of those subjects and trying to do all of them and failing at every one of them. So yeah, I ended up choosing biology, chemistry, and physics, which were the prerequisites for the medicine field. So yeah, so I actually got some pretty great teachers for biology as well as chemistry. Initially, I didn't like chemistry much because the teacher I felt was like very, distant from the students, and we just used to do she had this entire huge book in which we had to fill in the blanks basically, but those turned out to be really, really helpful in the end. So if you're watching this and you know who you are, thank you so much for helping me out in my AS. And yeah, so those books were pretty amazing. And for biology, I got an extremely amazing teacher. He knows who he is, and yeah, he's been super helpful in all of this. And in the MCAT journey also, he was amazing. Besides that, for physics, I also got a pretty excellent teacher. But as I had done well, or at least I think I did well, not that well, but just not that well, but I think well in my O levels, so I didn't start studying for my A levels right from the start, and that's really been a very bad point of mine, that I don't study right until it's the very, very last moment. And in A levels, you cannot do that. You just cannot study at the end and expect to get good results. And throughout A levels, throughout my AS, I did really enjoy a lot. I made a lot of new friends, and I was connecting and I was vibing, and I didn't take A levels the first year AS pretty seriously, and that really, really affected my grades at the end of the year. So after my AS exams took place, they were in the month of Ramadan only. So yeah, I was fasting and I was also giving exams, so that turned out to be a huge hurdle. And after Eid and all, if you don't know what Eid is, it's basically like Christmas, but it's a holiday. It's a 3-day holiday, and yeah, it happens after Ramadan. So yeah, I had exams right after Eid as well, so I spent my Eid studying as well. That was pretty horrible. Um, so yeah, coming back to my original point. So yeah, I gave my AS exams, and I thought I did well. Especially I thought I did bio extremely well. But when the results came, I was in for a shocker. So I remember the morning that the AS results were due to come, and I was on the call with my friend, who is still my best friend, and is with me in the medical university. You know who you are, and I love you, and you're the best. Anyways, so I was with this friend, and I was on call, and I got some pretty horrible grades, and we both cried on the phone. she also did not get good grades, and I did not as well. Um, what I ended up getting was like a B, C, and an E. So the B was for chemistry, which I was surprised because I thought I didn't do well enough in chemistry, and B is still a pretty bad grade in Pakistan. Like it's going to be like on the verge of a bad student. Like in Pakistan, anything below A or an A star is considered extremely bad. So it's really tough. It's really yeah. So basically, I got a B. Like people give retakes on B's. So that was pretty shocking. So I got a B in chemistry, and that was my best grade. And for bio, I got a C, and that was like I had never ever in my life before gotten anything less than an A in bio, and I was so shocked at my CIE results that I was like on this close to getting my paper rechecked, but I was like, it's no use. I wouldn't get my paper rechecked. So yeah. So if anyone isn't familiar with Cambridge grades, it starts off with an A star, then we have an A, then we have B, then we have C, then we have a D, then we have an E. So in physics, I ended up getting an E, which was insane, and we also have a U, which means you basically didn't get any grade. That's ungraded. So yeah, I ended up just passing in physics, and that is E is an extremely horrible grade. So yeah, that was not it. I was super stressed out, and before starting my A2, I had a meeting with my counselor, and my counselor basically said that I had either of two choices. I could either, repeat my AS or shift to a completely, like three choices. I was going to choice, excuse me. I could either repeat my AS, I could go towards another system. So Pakistan basically has like two systems. Like we have an A-level system, and then we have the local system, which is also known as the matrix system. So they recommended me that I should shift to matrix system. Now, since matrix system is government based, it isn't that great. So I personally don't want to get into matrix, especially since I have been in the O-level lines, the A-level lines, and all of my friends were in A-levels. And I was like, no, I couldn't do that. And then I couldn't repeat my AS as well. So what I decided, and what the third option was, that I would give a retake for my physics exam, and then hopefully do better in my bio in A2. So for those of you who do not know, A-level grades are basically combined. So your year 1 grades combined with the year 2 grades, and you get the final result. So yeah, so I decided that I would do better in my bio A2, and then as for my physics, I would give a retake, and that the B was okay, and I would just go ahead with it. So I ended up choosing those subjects for my AS. So when I started off with my A2, I was under a huge load of pressure. Um, Aside from studying A2 subjects, I was also preparing for my AS retake, and that was pretty tough. The reason I did not go for more than one retake was, again, I just wanted to focus on that retake. So I ended up working extremely hard for that. So for AS, the maximum grade you can get is like A, and you do not get an A star in AS, because when both grades combine, you get an A star and A2. A star is only possible in A2. So yeah, so I worked extremely hard. Like my first 3 months of A2, like the Cambridge exams happen first in like May June season, and then we have the October November session. So the October November session, I worked extremely hard for that, for my physics exam, and I also extremely improved my performance in A2, and I got pretty serious about studying because I wanted to go in medicine, and medicine is an extremely competitive field. I ended up working extremely hard for my A2s, IAS retakes, excuse me, and what I ended up was an A, so the maximum grade again you can get an AS is an A, and my grade went up from an E to an A in physics. And honestly, everyone was so damn surprised. Even my college admitted that no student had ever done that. Like they went from an E to a direct A student, and I was honestly pretty proud of that. Aside from my A-levels, I also had my MCAT prep. So MCAT is medical college admission test exam. We had classes for that every Sunday and Saturday from morning till evening. So that was getting extremely tough for me. Besides that, Yeah, so I was like working really hard, and then lo and behold, the coronavirus comes in, and yeah, when I ended up in the coronavirus, and we were basically given a choice that we could either give our exams in October and November session, or we could get school assessed grades. I ended up choosing school assessed grades because my school performance, like I said, improved a lot in A2, and my grades were now A, B, and C. And I knew that I had worked really hard in those subjects, especially in bio, so I would get at least a B. Um, so yeah, that ended up happening. So the first round of Cambridge results that came in, those were horrible. Cambridge, they turned my A into a B. Just out of the blue, my A became a B. So what I ended up getting was a B, C, and C. So a B in physics, a C in chemistry, and a C in bio, which I was really, really bummed about, and I was really horrified because now I had, you know, basically nil chances of getting into a good med school. Um, so yeah, I was pretty bummed out about that, and I was extremely sad. I was angry, and I was extremely unhappy by the physics exam because I had worked so damn hard for my physics exam, and they put me up with a B, and I was so horrified. And then something miraculous happened. Cambridge revised their grades, school assessed grades for everyone, and what I ended up was A, B, and B. So that was pretty amazing. So I ended up getting an A in physics, a B in bio, and a B in chemistry, which was super amazing as well. And this meant that I was now eligible for my MCATs. And I forgot to mention this before, but the reason that I did not opt for the October-November session was because during October and November, the MCAT happens, and MCAT itself is a huge exam. What happens in MCAT is that there's, like I said, there were two systems in Pakistan, like the public one and the private one. So in MCAT, the like A-level syllabus doesn't come in, only the public syllabus comes in, that is the matrix system. So basically the matrix systems, 2 years worth of books were coming in the MCAT exam, so I had to study all of that. And then my MCATs happened in October and November, and like I said, they were pretty tough. So um, but in the end I ended up getting a 75%, which is not that great, but isn't like horrible as well. So both my A-levels exam contained a 30% weightage, the MCAT exam contained a 50% weightage, and then 20% was set for the interviews for med school. So yeah, I ended up interviewing for med schools, different med schools, and I ended up getting in my like third choice. Like my second and first choice didn't work out, um, but I ended up getting in my third, and I was honestly, is one of the better medical colleges in the country, and I'm super proud to have gotten in here, and I'm super lucky because some of my friends didn't manage to get in, and they're studying again for the MCAT exam, and I'm super blessed that like Cambridge decided to revisit the grades, and I ended up getting some decent school assessed grades. And yeah, so basically that is my A-level journey in a nutshell. I know it focused mainly on my grades and all, but honestly that was my main focus in my A-level journey, so I think it was pretty authentic and raw, and I hope you guys were relaxed from my chaotic journey. So this is it for this video. I'll be seeing you in the very next one. Until then, sweet dreams.